John Martin, age 51.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Matrix Allen.
Originally from Key West, Florida, living here in Greenville, South Carolina. I have one child, been married once, didn't work out. About to get married again, it's gonna work out. And drug addict, alcoholic, who's fought depression all his life, ever since I was a little kid. Battling depression and mental health issues my whole life, so that's my story. Up till last year, I couldn't remember 3 days in a row that I wanted to live since I was 5 or 6 years old. So I would do all kind of things, suicidal, cutting of the wrist, pills and whatever I could do to leave this world because I didn't like who I was in it. March 23rd of 2000, I took a gun and shot myself in the chest. So I was 33 years old. Well, I spent 9 days in the intensive care unit and 47 days in the hospital. That's the first time I ever felt loneliness, the real lonely. During that time, after I got out of the hospital, well, the 56 days I spent in there, I didn't get a visitor, not one visitor, no family, no nothing. It's because of what I've done in my past and stuff like that. And they didn't know what else to do, so they had just basically given up on me. A lot of people don't believe in suicide. I don't believe in suicide, but I understand suicide. I understand why people take their life. I do. And it's not anything to do with what they're doing to you. They just want the pain to stop in them. And that's why people take their life. It has nothing to do with who they're gonna hurt when they're gone or anything. It's the fact that they wanna stop hurting too. And they wanna also stop hurting the people that love them. When I went to the Coffee Underground, I believe that took it to the next level when I learned that I could get on stage and talk about all this stuff that I've been hiding and pushing down on my life. So I was able to get up on stage and tell people about being molested, about dealing with watching my little baby brother die and stuff like that, and some other things that I've been through, and I was able to finally get that stuff out. And I kind of don't live with all that trash anymore. It's kind of out in the open, and people ain't judging me like I thought they would. So I still got people that want to be my friends, even though I told them I was molested. So that's pretty cool. Just pray. Just try to grab onto something you believe in, because I don't know what my issue was with mental health is that I would go to mental health, they would ask the one question and say, do you drink or do you use drugs? And I'd say yes, and they'd say, well, that's your problem. If you don't use drugs and alcohol, you're not gonna be depressed. Well, I was depressed ever before I even used drugs and alcohol. Drugs and alcohol allowed me to get through this many years. It kind of enabled me to get through my life because I didn't have to feel what I was feeling at the age of 11 and 12. And I started drinking at 13, and from 13 on, even though I was wanting to die, I could still get through the day if I had something in me. Back in October of last year, I was back in, even with a beautiful fiance and a lot of good friends in my life, I was still wanting to die. And if I wouldn't have went to the Coffee Underground that Sunday night and met Moody Black and Katara and Johnny C, and I saw you there that night, and me and you reconnected. And if I wouldn't have seen y'all there that night, I probably would have killed myself in the next 2 days because I didn't know what else to do. I had tried everything. I tried praying, I tried God, I tried mental health, I've tried AA, NA meetings, and nothing ever worked. It was like I could sit in an AA meeting for that hour, but then I'd go home and still want to put a gun to my head. And it was just those lonely feelings of that impending doom that I felt every day. So when I went to the Coffee Underground that night, I saw a poet get up, and her name is Sassy the Poet. And I saw her get all that stuff that she had been through out on the stage. So when I saw that, I was like, wow, maybe I can do that. And I went home and I wrote something, and I came back the next Sunday and shared it. And it made me cry, but it also made me feel good. And then I started believing that if I keep writing this stuff and getting it out and letting y'all know about it. And then it was easy about the poetry because most poets have been through the same thing I've been through. So that's basically what saved my life today. If you allow yourself to be alone, you'll be alone. And a lot of people don't mean to allow themselves to be alone. A lot of people don't know where to go. There's so many places other than mental health to go, and nobody knows where to go. I've been in a stadium full of 80,000 people crying, tears, because I felt like I was the only one there. And I didn't want to be that way. It's just the way it is. When you get to this point and you live through this mental illness, the depression and stuff for so many years, that's what it gets down to. Because we hurt people when we go through this, because they don't understand. Families don't understand why we cry, why we sleep all day, why we do things like that. They don't understand that. And it hurts them to see us like we are. I don't think my family's ever going to learn to understand. But I kind of got a hold of to a new family, that poetry family that I'm talking about, and they understand. They understand these people have been through the same thing I've been through.
Right.
A lot of them. And, you know, they always talk about people that have, even poets commit suicide. So it's like, this ain't the fix, but it's a start. In doing this process of getting out all that trash out of myself, I've learned that a lot of things that I do well, it's giving back. One thing I do well is giving back and showing people love, you know. And so we started this thing called Sunday Dinner, me and my fiance. And what Sunday Dinner is a fact that, you know, when I was out there using drugs and alcohol, I was homeless a lot. And I used to have to eat out of trash cans, and I used to have to, you know, fend for myself and be out there panhandling. And I used to be the guy that you walk by on the street and you don't touch him because you're afraid homelessness is gonna rub off on you. So we took this concept of Sunday Dinner because grandmas all over the world would say, if you feed them Sunday dinner, they'll come no matter what they're going through. And so we go out and feed people that's dealing with mental illnesses, alcohol and drugs, and, you know, suicidal issues and stuff like that. We try to feed them a Sunday dinner and show them that we're family. It's no matter what color you are or who you are, you're family. If you sit down and eat with me, you're family. So that's where we're at with the Sunday dinner. We do that for the women and the men in the community of Greenville. And we're trying to get it to go worldwide, you know, press this thing out and take it to other places and feed up, because a lot of people need to eat. And our hope is that no man, no woman or child ever have to eat out of a trash can like I used to. So that's our hope. Happiness is when I see others happy. That makes me happy. I mean, you know, for so long that, you know, I've been writing jokes and funny things for all my life. And people would say, there ain't no way you're depressed because you're too funny. But what I did was, for so long, I wore that mask so I could make you laugh so you wouldn't see me cry. So nowadays, I've just took the mask off, and I don't care if you see me cry now. Hey, I'm a crier. And I also want you to see me laugh, so that's what I do. I'm not afraid to show emotions today, so that's what makes me happy. And then, of course, I got a beautiful, beautiful young lady, Cassandra, and I got beautiful friends like Maya, and all these people that, believe in me and I believe in them.